Hey, everyone. Felipe Castelo Branco here again. So, this video took a little while, huh? We had, some trips, right? We had our seminar in San Antonio, Texas, at the University of Texas there. We also had some field activities with the U.S. branch. We also did some really interesting research on the Pibra trails. This situation where they're actually global routes, folks. Really fascinating stuff. I'll make a video about that later on. But today I'm going to share with you a series of videos, right? That I recorded a few months ago about our stepped monuments. The purpose here is to give a quick overview to illustrate what they are, their importance, both for our training and, a bit further down the line, for all of humanity. This is going to have a massive impact worldwide, okay? These are incredibly powerful technologies, all right? It's an ancient technology already used by the Munis, Ratanaba, you know. It's all interconnected, folks. So, my goal here is really just to give you a quick overview, to introduce you to what this is about, what it's like. Our training sessions take place in the small pyramid. There are two of them, right? The big one is still under construction. You know, it's going to take a bit longer, right? And also, Adriana Bueno, who's in charge of management, right? Of the stepped monument. She gave a really cool interview. She explains it really well, doesn't she? About the goals, what we're doing there, and why we're doing all of this. The importance of all of this. All right, so go ahead and check it out. It's like this. There's not much of a sequence, but you'll be able to understand it just fine. And I also took the opportunity to include it, right? A short video I recorded with one of our associates from the United States, Alessandra, who was at the pyramid, visiting Mexico at the Cholula Pyramid, which is a buried pyramid, also stepped, in Mexico, and it's the largest in the world, right? And her account there is also really interesting. So I included it here more like a digital magazine, you know. So you can get an idea of what's going on here. It gives that, shows the importance of our training and the importance, what this stepped or large monument is going to provide, right? This one is 63 meters tall for all of humanity. This is something that's going to, be a really significant milestone, okay? So watch it and see you next time. Hi everyone, Felipe Castelo Branco here again. So, today I'm here live from Zigurat, the headquarters of DakilaResearch, part of the Dakila ecosystem in the municipality of Corguinho, Mato Grosso do Sul. We're here at the center, right? At the site of our future stepped monument, which is making great progress, right? It's literally a pharaonic project, isn't it? And combining our current construction technologies, right? With certain technologies from our partners, precisely for this purpose, to be a huge quantum machine, right? To be able to generate and modulate specific frequencies, certain energies, which will be widely used here, not only in our training sessions, but also for energy generation in countless other situations. And now, in a recent video that our president, Eurinder Fernandez de Oliveira, made and showed, right? He showed a little roll of wires, right? It looked like a golden wire, kind of dark, you know. A lot of people were like, what is that? But what is that? And this is a wire that we call quantum wire, right? It's part of the technology passed on by our partners, specifically to be combined and placed here in certain spots of the stepped monument, of our stepped monument, precisely to achieve the results we want. And what are we calling, this little metallic wire? We're calling it I'll even read it here. Tachyon wire, which was designated by our partners, this part. What is this tachyon wire? It's a metallic alloy forged from copper, brass, vibrated gold, and coated with monoatomic gold. Vibrated gold is a special kind of gold. It's a metal that is, let's say, vibrated, modulated. Our partners bathe this metallic alloy in a specific luminous frequency that we call vibrated gold, which, gives it certain very important and vital characteristics to, let's say, activate it. Activating this metallic alloy is part of this technology. What's the purpose? So, the purpose is to conduct and distribute the electromagnetic current coming from the universe. Through this special alloy, fixed onto the structures of the edges, the energy will propagate in circular waves, increasing, expanding, and distributing both internally and externally throughout the entire extent of the stepped monument. This propagation wave will reach and connect with all the other pyramids or monuments in the world whose physical shape allows for the reception and transmission of this energy, also known as tachyon energy, which is, let's say, the most precious energy. It's about mastering and being able to modulate tachyon energy. This is the energy that will allow us to reach accelerations, right, of brain activity. Acceleration of the vibrational frequency of atoms and electrons, right, of the protons and electrons in our cells, which will allow us precisely to make the leap, right? Let's say the leap, the quantum, vibrational jump here. This is simply fundamental here. This wire will be placed here on the edges, in several places here on our monument, right? Precisely so we can modulate these frequencies, right? And it's very interesting because a lot of people say, oh, but what about the Pyramid of Saqqara? The Pyramid of Saqqara was a pyramid where we carried out a major expedition in 2015. We brought small artifacts on this expedition. The artifacts were individual. These artifacts were also energized, right, by the partners. They shone a light, a bath of light. They gave these artifacts a bath of light precisely to have this energized gold, which isn't like our regular gold. It's energized gold, much more precious, actually. Because, first of all, it's a technology from the partners. Second, it's what, let's say, gives life to the artifact, not just through its shape, but also through the vibrational frequency, that was embedded in that artifact through this bath of light. So we, in Saqqara, we had to bury these artifacts because we didn't have this pyramid yet and we needed that energy, right? For certain training sessions of ours. So we went to Egypt. I'll be showing you here, illustrating with certain images. We went there to Egypt. The Saqqara pyramid was built in partnership with our friends from the 49 races. They were present there. They told us a lot about that stepped monument as well, what they call the Saqqara pyramid, which actually has absolutely nothing to do with being the tomb of Pharaoh Djoser and so on. That's all fantasy from archaeology, from academic historians, right, who have no idea what really happened and start making up these stories, Oh, rituals, they did this, they did that. Of course they did, because the person is talking about the more recent Egyptians, right? I'm talking about 3, 4, 5,000 years ago. The Pyramid of Saqqara, They no longer knew about this technology. They didn't know how to use it anymore. So, what did they do? They started making up rituals, right? Yeah, the Pyramid of Saqqara was built approximately 94,000 years ago in partnership with the 49 races, right? Our partners have told us this countless times. And we were directed to Saqqara. Why? Even though the steps of the pyramid are damaged, that monument in Saqqara, yeah, the foundation is intact, with its alabaster jars, right, numbered, countless technologies placed there, buried, unknown to our archaeology, which modulate and generate these fields. But since the steps are so damaged, the energy isn't sent far. That's the purpose, one of the purposes of the steps. So, what happens? We were directed there precisely to bury these artifacts. We got permission from the Egyptian government to be there, right, even after sunset. We needed to be there after sunset, in the dark, more or less for what? To take photos and observe the energy modulations, to confirm that everything was okay, that, yeah, the work was a success. And that's what happened. So, we did that there in Saqqara. This small artifact that was buried there, energetically fed by the foundation of the Saqqara monument, the stepped monument there in Saqqara, it manages, through the soil of the earth, to distribute this frequency, that is, vibrational throughout the earth. And there are certain reasons for that, right? Theory. So, now, we are here placing these metallic wires, quantum wire, precisely so that when we also start to climb the steps to kick this energy, color all over the world. This pyramid here, this stepped monument here of ours, has a different technology. Our partners have already said that this is a technology even more advanced than that of Saqqara and other stepped pyramids, like the Pyramid of Kukulkan, Chichen Itza, and so on, also built in partnership with the 49 races, among hundreds of others around the world. The stepped pyramids, you know, with the little steps, okay. So, what happens? All of this is going to become a huge network once this one here is active. We're going to connect all these pyramids. We're going to create a vast energy network, which will bring a lot of benefits. Not just benefits for us, right? For our process of accelerating our vibrational frequency, you know. For life extension, for the whole transmutative process, but also for, energy generation. Sustainable energies, truly clean energies. Not this farce we see today with people trying to push, electrify everything, electric cars, and then we don't have it. Energy, abundant electric energy generation, we don't have it. It's a farce, right? It's a sham. In fact, with current battery technology, production is limited because the minerals, especially lithium, are limited. This is not advanced, sustainable technology. It's a sham. This whole sustainability issue is being pushed for what reason, really? To impose control mechanisms. It's not for anything good for the people. Our leaders don't have it in their hearts, right? Well-being, the goal of bringing well-being to the people. Comfort, right? Prosperity, abundance, that's not there. It's about control. They use these tricks to introduce control mechanisms. Only through truly advanced technology will we be able to make that leap. This here is one of them, right? This great stepped monument that is already entering an interesting phase, even though it might seem like there's still a lot missing with certain things being put in place here. For example, the tachyonic wire, when it's already being installed, right? On the edges, it will already generate a different kind of field here in ziggurat, limited for now. We're not yet at the stage of emanat, let's say, projecting this energy frequency far out, not yet. But here, in ziggurat, this is going to allow us to have much more advanced training, right? This energy frequency is ALR. It's already going to be generated here. In fact, right now, our foundations are all ready, okay? So the energy generated by a stepped monument of this size, it's generated in the foundation. So it's already done. But for you to benefit, for you to take advantage of these frequencies, you have to be up here, because we don't yet have the part to kick, to send this frequency far away. We don't have that yet, because we're still in a construction phase, right? But the people who come here to the ziggurat, let's say, I tell you, guys, come here and spend some time in the pyramid. Of course, time as we call it, vibrational time, 19 minutes, 29 minutes, 49 minutes. Sit down, put a little chair, like I always do. Sit here and you'll absorb these wonderful frequencies. I always do this when I come here. I always spend some time here, and it's really good, folks. It's really, really good. You feel rejuvenated, but yeah, there are countless benefits. Countless benefits. All right, everyone, this is just A. Now I'm going to film our other small monument so you can take a look. The monument we use for our current work, which is already finished, is smaller. Because it's smaller, its range of action is shorter. This big one here, in the end, will have a worldwide range of action, right? The small one has a local range of action here in ziggurat. Let's go over there. So, folks, talking here with my beloved wife Vivian, she reminded me that we buried some artifacts here during the construction of the foundations. It was right here, around here, in this trench, okay? Certain targeted artifacts were buried here. I'll put the photos up.
So, we used to dig trenches before starting the foundation work, and we would bury these artifacts, placed according to our partner's precise instructions and measurements, also coated with this gold that had been energized by them, specifically to emit certain frequencies for a particular purpose, which, unfortunately, I can't openly discuss with you here, because these are. It has to do with our individual work, but many of us, hundreds of us, buried these small artifacts around here, and for what purpose? So that the vibrational energy generated by this stepped monument, which, by the way, is already being generated, because it's the foundation that creates this energy, is activating, let's put it that way, and enhancing these artifacts too, so that they emit these frequencies, which are picked up by us to resonance, specifically due to a certain situation that I can't talk about here. You can understand that, right? But these artifacts, each one resonates individually with each of us who buried them here. I'll put up the illustration here so you can see. Let's go to the pyramid. Now, a small one to the stepped monument. Our little one is already finished. So, folks, now I'm here at our small stepped monument, basically with the same technologies that were used here, which are also being used in our larger monument that you saw. Obviously, there will be certain situations there that will make a difference for specific tasks and also for the emanation, the projection, of these energetic frequencies to encompass the whole world. Here, no, its range is limited to this area, the region. In fact, that's why. That was the intention behind building this monument, stepped precisely to ensure a key place for our training, and also a fundamental place to already have this monument active, modulating the necessary frequencies. Not just for our training, but soon to power certain technologies that you will see. So we built it here for that purpose.
So this monument is very important.
Very important, especially for our training sessions, like I told you all. We have outdoor training on the edges, as I think I already hinted to you briefly in a previous video. And we also have indoor training, folks. Indoor. There are several rooms and windows that modulate certain frequencies. I'm going to go in here real quick. It's pretty crowded today, but just so you can see during a scene. Wow, everyone is here, all gathered to do the work, everyone doing their job. So yeah, a lot of people. It's kind of restricted. This is like a waiting room where people have to wait for their turn. Each person goes. I'm not going to explain the work here, but it's just to give you a general idea. How it is. This here is one of the rooms, let's say, that work with certain frequencies. This one works with our thoughts, our projects. And in this room, you can't sit down. I'm here in the middle of the work. The work is going to happen here. Look, Fatima Alessandra says hi to everyone. Rio Grande do Norte is here. The people here are in training. Lillian Budot, our representative over in the United States. Texas, San Antonio. But she's from Bahia. She's here training too. So we're there. You should have called me. No. Hey everyone, I'm going to follow along. The folks are going upstairs to do their shifts on the upper floors. There are upper floors too. People going up. I'm here sneaking in, taking advantage of this shift change moment. They're groups, limited numbers. In this comprehensive training session, here we will go up inside the intricate staggered structure, and you will find that there are several distinct windows located here. Each window has a purpose. Each window resonates at a certain frequency, which is exactly it. People position themselves at the windows and they resonate specific frequencies. Look here. So people are here getting ready, and up there are 4 more windows that also resonate at certain frequencies. Here, it's like a gym for vibrational frequencies. Each spot works on something different. Very interesting. That's it, folks. Just showing you inside here, so you can get an idea. A stepped monument was never a tomb, never a place for rituals, never anything like that. What it never was never a construction that indicated any kind of mystical, esoteric, or ritualistic activity. It has nothing to do with that. It's a technology. They're technologies. It's just that these technologies have already been forgotten. People don't know. So they start making up stories. Oh, a monument for this, a tomb for that, a tomb for something else. Let's do rituals for the initiates. It's all nonsense, folks. This is technology, training in mental technology. Technologies that interact with our brain activity, with our electrical charge, our cells. They enhance all of this precisely to reach those situations where this heightened brain activity will bring us mental clarity, faster thinking, improved immunity, and many, many other benefits. Countless, actually. There are even stronger effects, like life extension. The transmutative process, the secret that the Templar Knights were searching for was exactly this, folks. It was exactly this. But they never got there. They couldn't connect the dots. So they started adopting certain esoteric, mystical practices that had nothing to do with reality and never, ever managed to achieve it. The results that this biotype had in the past, when this technology and these technological artifacts were around, when people had the knowledge and mastery of the technology. Not anymore, for millennia now. All of that has been lost, unfortunately. And the populations that settled in the places where these monuments were built, for example, in ancient Egypt. When I say ancient Egypt, I'm talking about 5,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago. This technology was used 30, 40, 50, 60,000 years ago, even 70,000 years ago, when this technology was known. And because of the last flood, because of this last, let's say, reset, since this flood also involved conflicts between certain races, which caused all this destruction. And that knowledge was lost. And thanks to our partnership with the 49 races, we are recovering all this ancient knowledge, all this age-old technology. We're talking about technology here. There's absolutely no mystical or spiritual connotation or anything like that. Oh, the Mayans used to cut off people's heads, play ball with the heads, perform human sacrifices. Those Mayans, folks, they don't know anything anymore. They've lost all the knowledge. They don't know how to use it. These monuments, like Chichen Itza, the Pyramid of Kukulkan, among others, in Tikal, Guatemala, and Palenque. The Cholula Pyramid, which is also buried. Hello, everyone. We're here with Alessandra, a member of our team in the United States, Dakila USA. She is based in Dallas, Texas, but also, together with me, we're starting the formation of a new DCLA Mexico branch. And she's over there in Mexico. Triple citizenship, Mexican, American, and Brazilian, triple. And you're there in Cholula, right, Alessandra?
Yes, we're here in Cholula, which is in the state of Puebla, in the state of Mexico. But you get to Puebla, which is the bigger city, and then you drive about 30 or 40 minutes and you arrive in Cholula, which is where the pyramid is, according to them, the largest in the world.
Exactly. It is indeed a truly gigantic and imposing pyramid, an absolutely massive structure. And what's even more remarkable is that they actually went ahead and constructed a church right on top of it. Isn't that fascinating?
It's still the pyramid. So I'm going to walk a bit and you'll see a little yellow church up there.
You can already see it. There's the little church above you, over there at the top.
So guys, this the pyramid, okay? Huge, large archaeological site. Look. And behind me, over there, are the volcanoes.
That's right.
Look, all of this. See? And it's really interesting because here we find all sorts of things. I made several videos for you guys. Later I'll send them to Felipe, including some with more detailed explanations. But here you can see the terracing of the pyramids. Look.
That's it. Look at that.
See? And this pyramid here, this place where we are, was the center where they performed rituals. And there's an original stone that I'll bring over here for you to see. Look. This wall made of little stones behind. It was built by an archaeologist to keep the original stone standing, okay? But this here is called El Trono. This here is the throne, all right? And it's an original stone. On the opposite side, there's a second throne. It's back there. And its wall is over there. Look, they didn't put it in the right place. Here is the throne of the earth element. There were 2 priests in this temple, according to them. And over there is the water one. And the water one, its base, I'll take you there to see it. Its base has the original drawings of the serpents. And then we, right, Felipe? We listen to people's stories. We see.
The feathered serpent, right?
Quetzalcoatl.
Exactly.
Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, who was none other than our friend Hank Starr,
Exactly.
who, in fact, was already present in Dakila in 1998, physically present, spoke with 163 people. Face to face, folks.
And now I'm going to show you, because his face is right here.
Whoa, let's see if today. Let me just make a quick aside here, Alessandra. Because you see, the academic archaeologists, the academic historians, whenever they come across these inexplicable structures, ones they can't really explain who built them or with what technology, what do they start doing? They start making speculations like, oh, this here is a ritual, this here is the priest. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the priest. This is advanced technology. This is a quantum machine, the stepped pyramids. They serve an energy generation function. They're connected to a whole bunch of things. This is extremely high technology. It has nothing to do with rituals. They can't explain it, so they make up crazy stories.
Exactly. These are just stories. We listen and figure out what's real. We filter it out.
Let's look at the face.
Look at the face over there.
Is that supposed to be the face of Quetzalcoatl?
That's right. And the story goes like this. Up there, on that mountain, when the Jesuits arrived, they put up a cross. Because they thought this was just a mountain, right? They put up a cross to say, a temple will be built here. And in the afternoon, lightning struck and split the cross in half. It fell down. They went back and put the cross up again in the same spot. Lightning struck and broke it again. The third time, the same thing happened. Then they started digging, and they found the statue, this head, and they threw the head down from up there, down here. That's why it's here.
Wow, just look at the ignorance, right?
And then, when they started digging down here, they found this head and found the body up there.
That's interesting. It's interesting too, because it's that thing. These stories, for people who have certain information, certain experiences, you can start to draw some insights. For example, you mentioned a lightning bolt that struck the cross.
Yes.
Both Quetzalcoatl and another figure in South America, Viracocha, who was actually the same person, was Hank Starr. He actually told us that in a conversation already. In fact, he corrected his own name, because there are a lot of people out there who claim to channel the famous Ashta Sharon. And he said, But my name isn't Ashta.
Sharon, it's Rankstar. That's his name.
He corrected his own name. And one of the technologies he mastered was exactly that, bringing lightning down from the sky.
Lightning.
He would draw fire from the sky, lightning from the sky, both Viracocha and Quetzalcoatl. It was the same person, folks, just with different names. And he used certain technologies that the people watching, seeing all that, didn't understand the technology and would say, "Oh, he summoned lightning, thunder, bolts. There's where the mythology comes from." So look, maybe there's some technological interference trying to give a...
So, and the connections, where is the truth?
Exactly.
So, and here there's a very interesting sound technology that I'm going to show you all. Look, I'm here in the center. I'm going to put the phone down here so you all can clap your hands, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to put it more over here. Look. You'll hear it like a little bird singing up there. See?
It's very quiet.
I'll record it and then I'll send it to you.
Don't do it. Do it, because actually, the Kukulkan Pyramid in Chichen Itza also has the same sound technology. And ours in Dakila does too. It does too. It also has it.
So it's really interesting because it also depends on who claps their hands. The sound you hear up there is different
Of course, absolutely. That's really cool.
because the person's frequency.
The frequency, that's it, is different. It's a very advanced technology that people don't understand. We're just starting to understand it through the explanations from our partners. And we're realizing exactly that it's never about rituals, like in Egypt. The pyramid, the pharaoh's tomb. Guys, that's just what people are told. That's what the academy says, because they don't know what it really is. That's the real deal, folks.
So what is it that people come looking for in these places? We're seeing what's left of the technology. We're going to feel what's here because this must be an important hub, right, Felipe? And we're here to study this technological aspect, right? This part of the truth that's behind all of this. And there's another interesting story I'm going to tell you that you're going to do. It's also connected to the information our partners teach us. There's a place here, let me show you, that has a. It's like a chamber. Underneath this structure here, there's a chamber. I'll show you the entrance.
It's interesting that these are huge constructions, which a less advanced civilization, let's say a native one, would never have been able to build.
Do you see that hole?
Yes.
That's the entrance to a chamber. Inside this chamber, there's a panel that's 58 by 65 meters. There are 112 gods painted on it. Of these 112 gods, 9 are being served from some transparent crystal flasks because you can see the person's arm holding them, and 3 are serving. So, in total, 112, 109 receiving, 3 serving. And they're at a banquet, drinking a liquid that they say is the liquid of life.
Whoa, look at that. Prolongation. Check out these ancient technologies for prolonging life. Of course, it's technology, folks. It has nothing to do with rituals, with magic, with...
Exactly.
It has nothing to do with that. This is a lost technology, and that's what Dakila is doing, following that path. The guidance from our partners, including Taraba, Everything we're uncovering is based on the indications, guidance, and directions from our partners.
Exactly. Very interesting so far from what I've compiled. I have more that I filmed earlier. I'll send it to Felipe so he can add it to the presentation.
Wonderful.
So there you go, Felipe.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Exploration complete.
Thank you very much. Really cool. Take advantage, do your research, interact. Above all, because all these structures are built on very strong points of the magnetic grid. So we can absorb these frequencies by sitting quietly, calmly, and relaxed anywhere. 9 minutes is enough for us to absorb these frequencies. That's really cool. Very beneficial. Really good, honestly. Awesome. Thank you. I'll be waiting for your images so I can put together the video.
For sure. See you, Felipe. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.